Welcome to the Young and the Wrestlers, the Pop Culture's WWE podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Ryan Besson, alongside
the failing, wacky, waving, inflatable arm tomb moment in Bailey's entrance. I'm Jem.
That was a long one. This is every Friday morning at 8 a.m. on your podcast services, including Spotify, and 9 a.m. on them YouTubes. If you want to join that wrestling conversation, head over to the Facebook group at facebook.com/group/popculturist, or Discord, or you can harass us on Twitter. Links are in the description below. Come chat to us and for funsies. If you want to support the show, head over to patreon.com/thepopculturist, where you can watch us record the show live by literally donating any amount. Whatever you see fit,
Anything.
make it happen. You do that, you go bang, guess what? Poof, your little link in your emails going, hey, we're going to talk wrestlers. Come talk to the wrestlers. For some reason, there's your emails have weird accents, but that's fine.
Yeah.
People have different emails. And you can come and record the show live and join in on the chats as they happen. If you want to support us in a more once-off fashion, head over to popculturist.com/shop and buy shirts like this and other assorted shit with our logos on it. We are also on Twitch at twitch.tv/thepopculturists. I wish I put my drink in here.
Go get it.
Okay, you keep talking.
Oh, well. So, yeah, wrestling. I just had it to work. So we've just come off the back of Stomping Grounds. So we are going into our Monday night RAW and our Tuesday night SmackDown. Beautiful pay-per-view. Obviously, the first inaugural Stomping Grounds. It is the night after the what I like to call the rematch night. But yeah, beautiful pay-per-view. Beautiful. Obviously, right down the road from Tacoma, RAW was filmed in Washington State, Washington. And it opened with Seth Rollins.
Hi.
He's back.
Sorry, my butthole child gave me a chest infection and it sucks.
Ugh, lust.
Ugh.
Okay.
Monday Night RAW.
Yeah,
That's like how my fucking chest feels. RAW.
Yeah, RAW.
It does kick off with Seth Rollins. He makes his way. He comes in the ring. Everyone's like, woo, bend it down, woo.
Yeah, bend it down.
And he starts ripping in. He starts a promo.
Yes.
He gets cut off by the man.
Whoa.
So Becky comes in and they are having a bit of a chat. He refers to her as the best backup.
Yes.
On the planet. She came in and
Seth's like, you interrupted me, and she's like, did I?
No,
He's like,
it's a shame.
well, yeah. It was so good though. Beautiful exchange. Obviously, at Stomping Grounds, we did see the epitomization of the on-screen power couple. With Becky helping Seth get the win for his title.
Yeah, with Lacey being a shithole referee.
Especially as the referee.
So as they're having a chat, she mentions, it being the best backup, it does pay to be the man's man.
Yeah, I love that line.
Yeah, very cool. Baron Corbin's music hit, and while Baron's getting ready to rock down the ramp, Lacey Evans comes out of the back, starts bussing on Becky.
Yeah.
Puss.
Seth obviously is standing back for a little bit. Becky does get the upper hand. He tries to pull Becky off of Lacey, to which Becky's like, what are you doing? And shoves him. And he's just like, oh, damn. And just steps out of the way so Lacey can get her doors on again.
Yep.
And then Baron Corbin out of nowhere.
Yeah. Then a mic is grabbed, is collected by the baddies.
Yeah.
By Baron and Lacey, and they essentially just call Seth a girl.
Yeah, that's exactly what they do. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, Lacey does say, like, take your girlie home. And, like, Corbin beautifully is just like, what you need to do is you need to put that belt on Becky's shoulders. You need to go out of this venue, get an Uber to the airport.
You need to go here, go to your hotel, get your luggage, pack your luggage, put the luggage in an Uber, get that Uber, go to the airport, get on the flight, back home, go to your kitchen, make the man a sandwich.
Put on an apron and make the man a sandwich.
Like, he had all this extra. I'm like, this is getting
great.
right. There it is, boys.
Yeah, it's a great lead up. Absolutely beautiful. And they're just like, yeah. But then Lacey really poorly just follows it up because it's Lacey, let's be honest.
Yeah, so this is all setting up this discussion that they're like, you know what, let's bus again.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, let's bus again at Extreme Rules.
Mixed tag Extreme
Well,
Rules.
yeah, and then it's mixed tag. And he's like, all right. And Baron goes, under one stipulation.
No, Becky pulls the stipulation first.
Oh, Becky pulls stipulation.
Yeah, so Becky's like, one stipulation. After this match, it's done. We're done.
You two
never speak to us again. And Baron and Lacey are like, that's fine, but we have one stipulation. And before they say anything,
Seth's
Seth's
like,
just like,
fuck it. Yes, whatever it is, make it happen.
And they're just like, if
it's winners
takes all. Yeah, so both titles are on the line. Winners take all. So that means if Lacey gets the pin on Becky, both titles change hand and Baron Corbin becomes the champion.
The second that I saw them leave the end of the pay-per-view with the two of them in the ring, I'm like, we're getting mixed match.
Yeah, which we haven't seen in a while, I don't think.
Not since the mixed match challenge,
Yeah, so that'll be amazing.
It'll be alright.
I hope.
So
It'll be interesting to see how.
You excited? So does this get you excited?
It got me a little bit excited. I'm really interested to see how it's going to go down. Whether the man's going to step back or try and fight Baron Corbin. I'm really interested.
Well, one of the
interested.
One of the things is like I really enjoyed Ronda Rousey's debut match, which was a mixed match.
Ah, it was. Yes.
Yeah, and then she wanted to beat the piss out of Triple H at one point, and I like that. That was really cool.
Yeah.
So I think they could do something like that.
Yeah.
And who doesn't want to see Baron get socked by Becky?
Yeah.
Dash in the chat jumps in and goes, you know what that means? The match result has already happened. Ooh. Yes, it has. Those belts are not changing hands.
They are not.
It tidies up that feud.
Yeah.
Done. Happy with that.
Move on to the next one.
Sadly, I says that's Baron Corbin. In my heart, he holds that belt.
Yes.
But in reality, he does not. Which is a shame.
Yes.
Fuck. Next, an 8-man elimination tag team match. It's a challengers versus champs with the Planet's champion of Daniel Bryan, the new Daniel Bryan, my add, and Rowan, and teaming up with the Revival to go against the Usos.
Yes.
And the New Day. Once again, because this was in Washington, everyone just lost their shit.
Yes.
At Daniel Bryan being around.
Yep. Baron Corbin is their prodigal son.
Yeah, like, woo, Daniel Bryan, live Daniel Bryan, woo.
Yeah, exactly. But it was very mixed this time. Like, obviously, at Stomping Grounds, everybody was like, Daniel Bryan all time, everything. And this time I was like, yeah, Daniel Bryan, but yeah, the Usos, but yeah, the New Day. Like, it was very... But it was still fun to see them still cheering for Daniel Bryan.
It was very cool because this is essentially the big hitters of the tag team division. So I like that. It was a lot of big names here. And granted, this is where the wild card rule has some potential.
Yes.
To like bring all these sort of dream matches together a little bit. Mm-hmm. But what about the other tag teams?
Yeah.
What about the Good Brothers?
Yes.
They come out later. What about the Ascension? Aren't they still like? I keep using the Ascension as the example because I've never liked them to begin with.
AOP.
Yeah, AOP are back apparently. So where the fuck are they?
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's cool, and it's great for those there. It's also great for those watching at home.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The Usos do come out and they give their little like Uso penitentiary speech. I'm just like, okay.
Oh yeah, because they're like, so we got the New Day and we got the Revival, and they gave him some nickname or something.
Yeah.
And they're like, and then we got Daniel Bryan and Rowan, like SpongeBob and Patrick. And I was like,
yeah.
That's pretty funny.
It was pretty funny until the Uso penitentiary line.
Yeah, it's still it still kind of ruins everything.
Yeah.
So we're kicking it off in order. So Daniel Bryan does get eliminated by Xavier Woods, which then gets obviously, of course, Rowan out as well. But then Woods gets eliminated by Dash Wilder, not our Dash, of course.
Yeah, Dash Wilder, not Dash Culture.
And then leaving the Usos to take on the Revival, and the Usos do get the win with Jay getting a pin on Scott Dawson.
Yes. Beautiful. That whole ending sequence. There was like, I do believe.
So we should jump in. Killer in the chat. That's Killer Bite. He one of our newest Patreon supporters.
Yeah.
He says I reckon AOP are going to resurface as part of SmackDown's tag roster.
Yes.
And Dash adds the illiterate Dash Wilder.
Yes. Dash and Dash had a little bit of a confrontation on Twitter. It was great.
It was fun. I enjoyed it.
But yeah, so there was this beautiful, right at the end of the match. I believe it was Scott Dawson did something to Jimmy, and then Jay was like on the top rope, standing on top
ready
of
to rock and roll,
standing on top of Dawson. I'm pretty sure it was, and he like jumped off of him, a frog splash onto Wilder for the pin for the win. Beautiful. Yeah. That was a beautiful ending to that match. Stoked the Usos took it out. The crowd were too.
Yeah, it was like three teams that have a known legacy in tag team, and that was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Daniel and Rowan certainly held their own as well, but it makes sense why they were like probably eliminated first.
Yes.
Because they in terms of, like these guys are the newest team out of the lot.
Yes.
Yeah, granted that they're intellectual equals, as they've said in the past, and they work together well. Like it doesn't have what the Usos have, what the Revival have.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like there is the better partnership there that would work in these situations, and that's what got them the win.
Yes.
Do you think this has any long-term implications?
I don't know. I really don't. I'd like to see the Usos with the belts again. But at the same time, I'd like to see it change hands completely and just have somebody entirely different with the belt on them. Somebody who's not the Revival or the Usos. So I don't know. I'm really mixed with it at the moment.
Yeah, I'm not sure what this means in terms of long term. It would be cool to get the Usos if the Usos were given another title shot. But once again, that's sort of that weird repeat because it would have to be the Usos versus the Revival. We've seen it.
Yeah, exactly.
We've seen it. Next, we cut to The Miz walking backstage as he's making his way into the ring. We get a nice little head pop out.
Little
Abby the Witch.
Abby the Witch, yeah.
So with no Firefly Funhouse this week.
Yeah, there was not.
Because they only recorded 8 of them, and they're all done now. So I think Bray's getting closer and closer to that ring.
Yeah, it's very
at least Bray and or his little compadres.
Yeah. Which I was super excited when I saw Abby. I was like, he's here.
Yeah, he's at least in the building.
So excited.
Very cool. I dug it a lot.
Yeah.
Next, we see Braun Strowman he's having a tug of war match later in the night with Bobby Lashley. So we see him pulling a 14-ton truck or something.
Yeah.
So they're just yanking that shit across behind the thing.
Yeah.
Cool.
I love that they called over in America they called it a tractor trailer. I'm like, it's a truck.
It's a truck.
Yeah, it's a truck.
Yeah.
But yeah, and he did it. Obviously, he is a strong man.
Because they're saying that now, like as we said it before, Braun Strowman looks fucking phenomenal right now. Yeah. He looks fantastic.
But he comes from a strong man background, so this is shit he's always been doing.
Yeah, he's a big jack dude, but now he's more
a chiseled jack.
He's more a defined jack dude at this point. Like I think allowing his body that time to heal after getting his elbow shattered by Baron and Lashley and Drew gave him some time to rebuild that muscle and then in turn rebuild himself.
Yeah, beautiful physique. He looked awesome.
As Miz was making the way into the ring for an episode of Miz TV this week, his special guests were Carmella and the current 24/7 champion R-Truth,
who was on edge the entire time until
understandably. So as they've come in the ring, they're both on edge,
checking
under the apron, looking everything because with 24/7 championship, anytime, anywhere, they could literally be wrecked at any point. I don't know why Carmella was freaking because she's involved. So they do mention that he is in fact the 7-time champ at this point.
Yeah, 7 times he's held that title
he
now. Talks
about
in a month and a half.
Yeah, and he talks about Truth talks about how it's although he likes having it, it's daunting. Like it gets in the way of his sleeping and his eating, and he hasn't been able to bang anyone in a while.
Yeah, exactly. That was so funny, and I'm pretty sure. Before this, Miz does mention is look, I have confirmation that no one can. Rules are suspended right now. Nobody can attack you during the course of this interview. That really calms them down. They start laughing, and obviously R-Truth's just so off it. He's just like, my 48/7 European heavyweight championship. He's just so off it.
This is something we'll talk about before we came in here to record this. Truth is on fire.
He's the perfect person for
he and because I've come to learn, from the likes of Dash, they've informed me that the creative behind the 24/7 championship are the guys in the Horde.
And
there's the likes of R-Truth. That is the likes of Drake Maverick. Okay, everyone that's within that Horde is sort of having a say in this, and it can really tell because it feels organic. It feels right, and you can tell for them. They go, look, this needs to work on this works with Truth.
Yeah.
So like, although we'll give everyone a go, and
ultimately
we'll let like X have the belt for 45 seconds.
Yeah.
But it's got to go to Truth. Truth is the one.
Yeah.
Because Truth is single-handedly saving a dead belt.
Yes.
This belt was dead on arrival, and now people are caring.
Yes.
It's viewing incredibly well on social media, like your likes of YouTube and your Facebooks and whatnot.
The behind the scenes stuff is just going off.
Like it's ticking all those boxes, and my son's breaking in.
He is.
Hey, bud, you want to talk about 24/7 championship? So like Truth is saved the belt.
Yeah, definitely.
It should have died, but he kept it going well, and it's going great. Hey, bud, you look sad. What happened? Oh, come here, buddy. You want to have a chat?
Yeah.
Come here, buddy.
So as they're talking about this championship, Miz does mention the whole incident at Drake Maverick's wedding. Obviously, we did see last week Drake Maverick tricked Truth by dressing up as Carmella and stealing the championship, essentially. At his wedding, he is walking down the aisle. Truth does come with a referee, gets a little roll-up pin and steals the title. And Drake Maverick leaves his wife on the runway and goes sprinting after that belt. And Miz is like, really? And the crowd's like, yeah. And he's like, really? And they're like, yeah. And Miz is like, you people are condoning this. And they're like, yeah. And R-Truth's like, yeah, like they support me. Awesome.
Yeah.
So funny.
It was great. So it was just after they sort of, they did the big kiss. And I looks like he's feeling a bit better. Yeah. So it's just after he got the kiss on the bride.
Yes.
And then
right as they're leaving.
Yeah, as they're leaving, the ref pops in. I kind of wish they went the idea of like, if anyone objects to this marriage, speak now, forever hold your peace. And then it's like a ref just stands up.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, it's so good. But yeah, Drake Maverick does come out and he proceeds to talk about how...
Apologies for the son having a ruckus, but no hitting the table.
Yeah, Drake Maverick comes out and he talks about how, he's devastated. He's lost the one thing he truly cares about. And he's like, what, your wife? And he's like, no, the title. And I was like, oh, shit. He's like, come on, give me one more chance right here, right now. And R-Truth's like, look, all right. And Mella's like, come on, the man's just trying to win his wife back. And he's like, no, I'm just trying to win the title back. So good. But yeah, oh yeah, he does go on to talk about how he's like, this is ruining my life. My wife wants a divorce. I have, I can't sleep at night. I've been drinking heaps. I haven't even consummated my marriage. And everybody starts chanting masturbation, which was beautiful.
Yeah, and then Truth in beautiful Truth fashion is like, man, have you ever tried having some fiber for that?
Fiber's good for that. And they're like, what? And he's like, he said he's got constipation.
Good night, buddy.
Good night.
I did get tapped by my son's foot into my groin a minute ago.
Owie.
So it wasn't like a full blown groin dous, but it was enough to go. It's like take the wind out of you for a second. Yeah. So we're all good.
But yeah, so Truth obviously feeling bad for how this is all gone for Drake Maverick. He's like, all right, you know what, Hornswoggle, challenge accepted. Which Miz is just like, I can confirm right now that this is on. And again, with this match, nobody is allowed to interrupt. And so we do have a match for the 24/7 championship, Truth versus Drake Maverick. It's over in seconds.
Yeah, literal seconds.
R-Truth just drops him with a thing and he's 1, 2, 3 done. He sits there crying. The Horde comes running out. The title changes hands 4 times at this stage, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So what happens is during the scuffle, I believe it's not Apollo Crews, is it? I know so EC3 ends up with it at one point. You haven't written it down.
Oh no, I think that's no, that's the next one. That's
Sorry, I'm just going to have a quick check here.
Oh, it's later.
Is it later? Where?
Yeah. So, yeah, R-Truth does get the title
Where?
back, and him and Mala peg it. It's, like, way later. You'll see. But, yeah, so R-Truth does leg it. And piggybacks Mala out, obviously, because the Horde do come in chase. Everybody's like actually stopping him from pinning people, and it just zooms in on Charlie in the ring. She's with Drake Maverick, who's still there after the Horde leaves, and she's just like, you know, what are you going to do next? Like, how do you feel? And he just can't speak to her. Like, he can't say a word, and he starts welling up, and he just walks out, and everybody starts chanting, na, 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 and he's just crying, and he just disappears. And I felt bad for him. Poor Drake Maverick.
It was a little bit sad.
Yeah.
Next, we get Roman Reigns walking backstage, presumably heading into his way to the ring. Then we get to Lacey and Corbin. Having a chat backstage.
Yeah, basically, like, Corbin's like, Lacey's like, you have to make sure we win this match. Like, I'll do anything. And she's all like touching Corbin and stuff like that. And he's like, you know, when we win these titles, we could be the next power couple. And I was like, boop. I just threw up in my mouth a little bit. Gross. But yeah.
No, I'd watch that.
They're not.
Ew.
There's no chance. There's no chance. No chance.
No chance. Next up was the Shane McMahon, Drew McIntyre. So Shane McMahon and Drew versus Roman Reigns in that 2-on-1 handicap match. As they come in, this is the funniest thing. So the commentary team were talking about how there's going to be no tags. Everyone's going to be in. It's going to be all in all. And then they get to the ring, and the announcer was like, you know, we've just been informed. This is it. And literally Corey went, we just said that.
Yeah.
All right. For those of you playing at home, this guy needs to catch up.
Yeah.
Which I really enjoyed. Good save. It was a standard match until this point. It was just what we predicted. It's just Drew and Shane just bussing on each other, bussing on Roman.
Yeah,
Roman got out of the ring at one point, thrown into the stairs.
Yeah.
Stairs were used as weapons, all that sort of shit. So eventually, Roman gets back in the ring, thrown in the corner. Shane gets up, ready for a coast to coast. He stands up. Next thing we hear this, gong,
and everything goes black.
And
I was like,
I literally went, holy fuck.
And then the light comes back on.
Lights go, lights on. Taker's in the ring.
Between Roman in the corner and Shane on the things, and Shane's just like, oh shit. So he goes to do the coast to coast anyway, and Undertaker just catches him with this beautiful, the catch and choke slam, like absolutely beautiful. Just Taker just brutalizes them, which like big boot to Drew McIntyre.
And just punches the fuck out of
beautiful. And I was immediately like, oh, it's going to be Taker and Roman versus Shane and Drew at Extreme Rules.
Yeah, it's going to be, I'm happy with that.
And I'm excited for
Well, because my brain went the other way. I'm like, oh, man, like we've seen Shane and Taker before. That sucks. Well, because I was trying to think of ways for Shane to fuck off. I'm like, well, let's have them do this, big supercard dream match, and then they'll go away. And like this could be the way for Taker to retire. Hopefully, because it's like after the piss poor effort of Super Showdown.
Yeah. Which I don't believe was on him either.
No, it was on both of them.
Yeah.
But primarily Goldberg for knocking himself the fuck out.
Yeah.
Like they needed to redeem him in some way. And this is a great way to make it happen.
Definitely.
But yeah, so then from this they announced, that there is a 4-man tag match. It was awesome. Yeah. I'm down for that idea.
Yeah.
Killer jumps in and says, now this match, I'm excited for some strange reason.
Me too.
It's Taker.
I think it's just the novelty and the nostalgia of, growing up with The Undertaker. Yeah. Every time I do see him, I'm just automatically like, it's the Phenom. It's the Dead Man. And it's just exciting.
Yeah. What would be really cool? Casket match. Fucking bury chamber.
Oh,
yes.
Won't happen. That would be so good. That would be so good. Yeah. I mean, it is Extreme Rules, so you never know. You never know what could happen.
Oh, shit.
We got a few weeks to lead up to. Undertaker
we have literally 3 weeks. You reckon they can put some stipulations on this?
I definitely think so.
Because as of right now, like for an Extreme Rule show, all the matches are straight edge.
I reckon the best way to get Shane off TV would be to bury him.
Yeah.
Literally.
Like, because if they're bringing Roman out for nostalgia, kind of, Like, why not do an unused thing? Like,
And it
casket
is
match
Extreme
or a
Rules.
burial match. Or,
Yeah, just something to put
Like,
to
they're-
close
like-
the lid on Shane's
Like, they are
run.
dumb, but that's what makes them good.
Yeah, I definitely
Because, like,
think-
at Super Showdown, like, they had, Taker there, and his entrance was just a bunch of fucking coffins.
Yeah.
On the stage.
on the stands,
So,
yeah.
Killer says, bear in mind, last Extreme Rules pay-per-view only had one Extreme Rules match. But that's fucking balls.
Wow. Well, I have
Well,
noticed
look,
they are starting to push the boundaries of the PG
Yeah,
era.
because I also understand,
So-
like, I understand why, because they don't really do Hell in a Cell matches because they have pay-per-view called Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
Like, they're not going to do tables, ladders, and chairs because they have
The
tables,
TLC,
ladders, and chairs.
yeah.
Like, some of those things will be on, like, probably see some, like, kendo sticks and shit.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Probably some Falls Count Anywhere
Yeah.
or anything like that. And that was Nia versus Alexa.
Ooh.
Oh, shit. Might go back and watch that one.
Interesting, yeah.
But I think they do need to do something. Like, I understand that if every match was extreme, it wouldn't be as punchy. But
those matches that you can't see throughout the year, push the boundaries.
Yeah.
Like, they're starting to push the boundaries of the PG era now.
Well, they kind of have to.
Yeah, I'd love to see them give it a bit more of a push and bring back things like casket matches and that sort of thing.
Because, like, I do, it's the other line. Because I do certainly think Nick Taker needs to go, but if they do a casket match and it happens to be that Taker's the one that's gone and this is how he goes out, like, should Shane be the one? Does Shane and Drew need that push?
Nah, I think Drew.
Like,
does.
I think, but, like, in the same way that Baron uses retiring Kurt as his push.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like, I still certainly think someone like Aleister Black should
Yeah.
do it in order to keep, like, that sort of
that mystery,
dark
yeah.
mystique.
Yeah.
Battle of the Killer wants Taker versus Drew.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure this is interesting to me because I'm
Maybe that could
pretty
be
sure
SummerSlam.
Maybe. I'm pretty sure Roman Reigns was the one who ended Taker's streak. So
No,
this
it was Brock.
Was it?
Yeah, it was Brock.
Oh, why did I think it was Roman?
They had a match, I'm pretty
Never
sure, but
mind.
it was Brock.
Yeah, okay, never mind then. Brock Lesnar, he's vicious.
It's a fuckface.
So vicious. I remember when he used to
I
wear
love,
like
hate
little
him.
spandex panties as opposed to his MMA shorts.
Moving along. So next was the Braun Strowman versus Bobby Lashley Tug of War match.
Beautiful on Braun's behalf. He's psyched out so hard.
Yeah, they showed a video of Bobby Lashley pulling a rope on a fucking cement pole.
Yeah, he was trying to
some
pull down a telephone
reason.
pole.
And the rope broke. Killer says because Roman won over Taker at WrestleMania 33, so this is after the streak.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
So Bobby Lashley's like just yanking Braun across the ring, and I was like, no, there's no way. Like, Braun Strowman's got 100 pounds on this guy. He can live.
See, this is something that was very interesting. So as it was being reported that coming into October with Fox, they want to do a bit more of a sports-related setup.
Yeah.
And they did the same thing here at Super Showdown, where they put the two men together. They pulled their stats together, like height, weight, bicep size.
Yeah.
All these
Beautiful.
stats-based
And
stuff.
it's really cool.
And it was cool. I liked that.
Yeah.
But like,
I feel like it's being wasted
it's
on the wrong
weird.
people.
No, because these guys are two big dudes. So it's using it. It's like, okay, cool. I like that they're going this angle and they want to do a bit more sportsy, but because they're not doing it with anybody else or they're not showing any win-loss records or anything, like, it's kind of a little lost.
Yeah.
Like in this, like I noticed recently in last couple of weeks, like when the Revival come out, one of those, back in the day, they used to have the little the side thing come in with a bunch of stats on it.
Yeah.
They did that a couple matches and then it seemed to have gone away.
Yeah.
Like, I think I personally would really enjoy it, like coming.
Yeah, I'd love to see it come
if they
back in.
start doing that, because I know with AEW that's their plan.
Yeah.
So I would like to see the more sporty side of things because
Yeah,
it
for sure.
makes it fun for us to talk about.
Yeah, exactly it.
You know what I mean?
You can compare stats and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really cool how, like, Bobby Lashley just looked like he was dominating. And then just as you can see Braun, like, digging his toes into the mat. And just as he gets to the line, he's just, like, pulling and he just sort of lifts his head and he smiles and starts giggling. And he just yanks Bobby Lashley across the line. And then Bobby Lashley just starts beating the shit out of him. Belting him with the rope and stuff like that. I think Braun Strowman got a shoulder in somewhere, but he ultimately just got his ass kicked by Bobby Lashley.
Yeah.
But it was still really cool. Like, just that just that little slack out by Braun I thought was great.
Yeah, I don't know where this feud's going, but
Neither.
yeah, it's fun.
It's fun to see the power play.
Yeah. Next up was an interview with Charlie. She's hanging out the back having a chat to AJ Styles, but asking why he decided to challenge Ricochet on his first night back.
Yeah.
And so AJ begins to answer the question, and then we hear No Way Jose's music.
Mm-hmm.
So we start to hear the conga line. We see the conga line at the start of at the front of the conga line. The Good Brothers.
Yeah, so AJ tries to continue the interview. He's just like, I want to verse the best. Ricochet is the best right now. And then, like, the music's just too loud. And he's like, what? And he walks over, and then, Eric Young and...
Nope.
No, what's his name? Shit.
Gallows and Anderson.
That's it. Carl Anderson.
Yeah.
Oh, why did I think Eric Young? Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows are there doing the conga line, and like, it's fine, we're fine. It's like, you've got a match tonight. Like, pull your head in.
Against
Same
Viking
thing.
Raiders.
Yeah, against Viking Raiders. It's like, pull your head in. They're just like, it's fine. Like, same sort of push as last week. Obviously, they had a really good stint in New Japan together as a tag team.
As the Bull Club.
Yeah. So, he's just trying to obviously give them that right push, which they're like, no, it's fine. We got this. We're going to beat them. Yeah.
Next up is the Good Brothers versus the Viking Raiders. Mm-hmm. What do you think?
I was kind of like, I knew how it was going to go. Like, it was awesome to see the match go a little bit longer. Like, it was really cool to see, like, the power play of those guys. Obviously, all bigger dudes. But yeah, I was a bit sort of zoned out at this point. I was just like, I don't really care for for the Good Brothers. Like, I'm just like, cool that they're getting more screen time. Obviously, we haven't seen them in a while, but I'm just a bit like, like you can do this push a bit better.
Yeah, I liked it because it was finally Viking Raiders against
an actual tag
team.
Yep, that was good.
Totally good improvement there. Big fan of that. None of this mushing on random fucks. So that part I thoroughly enjoyed. I do wonder what this is leading to by AJ constantly reminding, trying to put the Good Brothers back in place.
Yeah.
Like, are we going to see, because there is a lack of stables right now.
Yeah.
So are they going to start trying to push stables? Because if you look at AEW, the entire headliners are the Elite. Yeah. The Elite is a stable. Yes. So are they looking at to having some more stable-y action?
Yeah.
Because I know that apparently in a main event, was it main event or WWE Live? There was EC3, Cesaro, and somebody else. Fuck, who was it? So it's like this really interesting collection of three people, which would also make a very cool stable. Yeah. And I still think, if they wanted to, like, where's Sarah Logan? Put Sarah Logan in with them. Like, add, it's like the Hardy Brothers and Lita.
Yeah.
Like, Hardy Boys and Lita. Like, give them that third. Give them the woman. Like,
yeah, exactly.
In the same way that, like, Titus O'Neil had, like, Titus and Apollo.
Yeah.
And
Titus Worldwide.
And Dana Brooke. Like, put
back
something
in the day, like
in
Eminem, when we had Mercury Nitro and Melina, those sorts of stables.
DX with China.
DX with China.
Like this, there is something to stables. Stables work. Stables are good.
Yeah.
And not all stables work, of course, but that's something that's missing.
Yeah, I was gonna say there is a huge lack of that right now as well.
Like the only stable that we have is the New Day.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, okay.
Yeah.
Give them something to work with.
Yeah, give
them
something
unless Bray Wyatt has an intention to do something about that.
Like, much like he used to.
The only thing, or Daniel Bryan's going to do something. Yeah. But that was the original prediction, and that seems to not be happening. Yeah. So that would be something to do there.
Interesting though. It was a good match. Don't get me wrong. I was just kind of zoned out.
Yeah, no. So once again, the win did go to the likes of the Viking Raiders. Well, not the likes of, fucking exactly the Viking Raiders.
Yeah, with the Viking experience.
Yeah. Oh, my wife sent me links about coffee making you dehydrated.
Love it.
Because she looks after me. Next up was Elizabeth and Nikki Cross. They're hanging out backstage. They're talking about how Bayley's poops. Some great wrestling.
Yes.
Oh, actually, Dash says, you know what would be great?
Some great
wrestling. And this is another point here as well. Like, this is what I hear a lot about in sort of the other things that I consume is that in terms of the talent right now, this is the best talent's ever been.
Yeah.
In terms of the actual quality competitors at WWE, and that's just not. They're not being given the ability to do awesome.
Yeah.
Like, it's, you know.
So yeah, it's definitely nice to see
the creative's getting in the way.
Yeah.
It's slowing down and stopping and choking out good fucking wrestlers.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
So he said during this backstage bit, Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross just bitching and whinging about Bayley or whatever. Yeah. And then Alexa does bugger off for a second, and then Nikki gets confronted by Naomi and Natalia, telling you about how Alexa is a piece of shit.
Yeah, we've been here, we've done this with her for years, we know what she's like, don't let yourself fall for it. Mm-hmm. And Alexa's just like, what, you talking about me? You got a problem? And they're like, yeah. Yeah,
fuck you. I'm a bumblebee, motherfucker. I'll butt you.
Yeah, Naomi's just like, yeah, something, I'll see you in the ring. And I was like, ooh, match?
Ooh, match.
Which apparently was.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, here it is. Yeah. So next up was a oddly booked match of Mojo Rawley with his blue face paint against Heath Slater.
Yeah.
So they're standing there in the little ring here, and before the match even rings, Truth comes running in with a hauled-in tail. This is where we got a little bit confused before. During this kerfuffle, Heath Slater does manage to get a pin on Truth, having the 24/7 championship for what felt like 14 seconds, not even. Then he gets back in the ring. Truth decks him. Then he gets the eighth time 24/7 championship. Cedric Alexander comes in, does his fucking impressive lumbar check.
Yeah.
I love that move. It's one of the gnarliest things there is. Because I don't know how you do that without getting severely fucking hurt.
Yeah.
Like,
gonna kill somebody.
You know, when you look at some moves and you're like, okay, I can see how you can safely pull that off. Like, in terms of the scripted nature.
I thought R-Truth died.
Yeah, it's like it's such a solid. I think that what I love about good wrestling moves for me are like the whip, like the speed. Like that's what makes RKO dope. That's what makes that power slam that that Randy does is dope. You know, as examples, like not the pedigree, like the dirty deeds, you know, and even the likes of Kenny with the V trigger, like there's the setup of the V trigger with the gun, but the speed that he wrecks him in the side of the face is excellent. And I the same goes here for that lumbar check, because it just happens, like boosh, and you're like,
I was like, oh god,
what the fuck, someone's dead. So Cedric Alexander then gets the pin and becomes a 24/7 champion. And then as he tries to escape, Mojo Rawley rushes him, ducks out of the way. Mojo hits the pole, blows out face, lies on the ground. EC3 out of nowhere fucking mushes Cedric Alexander with a DDT, I think, if I remember correctly.
So.
Then he gets himself a nice little win there. EC3 is also a 24/7 champion. As he's making his way up, like I thought it was going to last longer here, but as he's making his way up the ring, Carmelo comes in, grabs the belt off him. He's like, "What the fuck?" Next thing, Truth gets a roll up. Truth is now 9-time 24/7 champion. So it literally changed hands four times. In 2 minutes.
Beautiful. And that's what I love about it.
Yeah.
That's what I love about it. It was so fast paced. It was so funny. It was flawless. Yeah,
and everybody's getting a go.
Yeah.
In a good way. And it works.
And it does work.
In a creative sense, it fucking works.
And it's so good. I'm, so about it. It was beautiful.
I'm a big fan of that. I thought that was a great little segment.
They are really doing it.
Next, Ricochet's being interviewed backstage.
He is.
And that's what he's written, so I forget what happens after that.
What was he getting?
That's not
it's basically just the same old, like, I'm going to be AJ Styles. I have a lot of respect for him, but, you know.
I'm going to punch him in the face.
I'm the new champion. I don't want to lose this feeling. He's like, this is an amazing feeling. I'm still trying to let it digest, and I don't want to lose it. So we got
Kofi Kingston hanging out backstage, about to be interviewed by Charlie. And if you notice, they got Mercy the Buzzard in the background.
Yeah, just chilling.
And then he gets interrupted during this interview by Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, and then who then bully Charlie and kick her out.
So he's in the middle of the ring, getting interviewed, and like they come out and they're like, Charlie, you're a rubbish interviewer. Like you ask the most mundane questions. Like we've got better ones. I've got questions I want to ask you. And KO is like, this is going to be an impromptu KO and Sammy show. And
what I love it is like because Kevin has the cards.
Yes.
But he really doesn't use them.
Yes.
He's like, what makes you think you're a good champion?
Yeah.
And it's like moving to the next card has like 3 words on it, 2 words on it. It's fucking genius.
Oh, he's so good.
It makes you laugh every time. And it's a real subtle thing that no one would really notice because it's like he has those cards, he has the question in his head. He doesn't need the cards. The cards there to look the part.
Yeah. And it's beautiful. It was it's so well executed. It did drag on for a little bit, but we did find out obviously Sammy and Kofi are going to have a match tonight. So this was obviously leading into that, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much on the nose.
Yeah.
So it was Kofi versus Sammy with KO in the corner. Yeah, let's see. So Kevin Owens calls him out and asks for a match. Oh, that's right. So during this kerfuffle, Sammy does get Kofi does get the win, and he starts making his way out of the ring.
Yeah.
Making his way out of the arena and back to the gorilla. Kevin Owens like, fuck you, motherfucker, and come over here. You take me on.
Yeah,
like,
you think you're a real champion? You'll face me right here, right now, type thing.
So Kofi turns around.
So Kofi's like, okay.
Yeah, goes and accepts the match. Wins via count out.
Yeah,
interesting outcome.
Yeah.
So as he's leaving that, making the back of the ramp, fucking out of nowhere comes a sprinting Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
Blows apart the back of Kofi's head.
I was not expecting that.
Yeah.
Was not expecting Joe to come out, but you know what? I was for it. Because, see, I could, as soon as he came out, I was like, oh, perfect, drop one title, move on to the next bigger one.
Yeah, so as he comes like, oh, and then they like, get the fuck out. So he leaves, and then comes back and moves again.
Yeah.
And then gets Kofi in a clutch, chokes out Kofi. Wow.
Beautiful.
It's beautiful. Like, my big concern was having Joe lose the United States Championship again.
Yeah.
That he's, as I said before, and I'll say it again, fucking Joe is a monster.
Yes.
And he needs to be a monster.
Yeah.
And this is him.
Yeah,
being
100% the way to do it. 100%. Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
And I'm so for it. I could see Joe with that title in his hands.
So as we come to learn, I think we find out Hero and SmackDown, one of the two, that come Extreme Rules. Kofi Kingston, Samoa Joe, WWE Championship match.
Beautiful.
Oh, I want that match so much. And Killer in the chat did also mention before that he wants to see that match bad too.
Yeah. Yeah, I am all for it.
Yeah, I'd be totally okay. I think Joe, out of all of the people that are around, I think he's the one that most people would be comfortable with Kofi losing to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, this is that thing, even in the loss, Kofi would look strong against Joe.
Definitely.
And if that's what you want to look, you don't want him to look like a weak pissant after having this run and then get mushed.
Yeah.
And mushed. So it's just that because Joe is
still got the fight.
Because Joe is such a dominant force.
Yeah.
If you hold up a good fight, you're gonna look good even if you lose.
Yeah. Definitely.
And give Joe the belt. # give Joe the belt.
Yeah. Definitely. My dad, I absolutely love Joe's new shirt. Just the Joe all down the front of it.
That's said that for a while.
It's great. I love it.
Killer jumps in and goes, Joe seriously needs to win the title. Joe's missed quite a few times, especially after the whole feud with AJ Styles last year, which was him it almost felt like him just wanting to bang AJ's wife. I think that feud kind of wrapped up in Super Showdown, actually.
Yeah, I think so.
Because that was one of the funniest things that was because that was one of those things that made me laugh super hard. Because one of the promos was essentially like, I'm going to punch you, I'm going to punch your family, I'm going to punch anyone you ever loved. I'm like, punch everyone, Joe. You punch everyone.
Joe's so
punch
great.
all the peoples.
Like I said, I feel like the man's got some maybe family issues, but
yeah, maybe he's got something. Something's not right with Joe.
But I'm about it. Next
up, Naomi versus Alexa Bliss with Nikki Cross in the corner. Yeah.
It was a match.
Naomi's good.
Naomi is good. She's very fast. She's very agile.
And some interesting pins.
Yeah. Yeah, she does that leg droppy thingy, like the split leg drop thing. I feel like we need more Naomi. I feel like she's really engaging to watch as a wrestler. She makes the match sort of super interesting. Alexa's actually got a bit of power over Naomi, which really sort of balances their styles because Alexa's not as sort of agile. She's more grapply and more heavy-handed. So it was really interesting to watch.
So we should also mention that during this kerfuffle, Alexa does get the win
Yeah, so Naomi does like a baseball slide outside the ring because Alexa's outside the ring. Nikki's checking on her. Same thing as at the pay-per-view. And same thing. Alexa pushes Nikki into the firing zone. And Naomi just yells out, "That wasn't for you," and gets in the ring. And Alexa just uses that to capitalize.
Yeah. So and then during this, Alexa has Naomi in like a full Nelson and was like, "Come on, get this in. Come up here, help me out. Punch her in the fucking face. Like, do what you
So
do."
Alexa cracks the shits and starts attacking.
Peer pressury.
Yeah, to which obviously this brings out Natalya, and it just suddenly turns into a tag team match.
Yeah. So it's the idea of like Nikki's very conflicted here. She's like, although that she is this crazy person, like I don't think she's that kind of crazy. Like,
she's like, Naomi's done nothing to me.
Yeah, it's like I have no reason to do so. So it's like then she goes, I guess I'll push her, and that pushed both of them over. Yeah. Whatever. Out comes Natalya, and then we get a tag match: Natalya, Naomi versus Alexa and Nikki. A lot of fucking dope suplexes.
Yeah.
Oh, Natalya is just mushing.
Natalya, again, another person we need to see on camera more because, like,
see,
they're so strong and so good.
This is the thing. Like, Natalya and Naomi are both competent wrestlers, if not good wrestlers.
Yeah.
The problem is every creative they've been a part of in the last year sucks.
I would have loved to have seen the Dana Brooke Natalya angle. Went nowhere.
Oh, yeah. What happened to that?
Yeah, exactly. It was like, I'm going to get a match against you. Nothing.
Yeah.
I would
it
have
was
loved
all built
that.
up to Money in the Bank and nothing happened from there.
Yeah.
You know, like, there's like, and then Naomi's big storyline the last 12 months was Mandy Rose trying to bang Jay.
Yeah.
Or Jimmy.
Trying to bang her hubby.
Yeah. Okay. Like, they're better than that.
Yeah.
Better than that.
Yeah.
And that's the problem is then because of that bullshit creative, they're not getting TV time and we're not seeing them wrestle. Like, we're, that's the fucking shitty part. Yeah. Like, you're only going to see them in house shows and or like main event, not even main event, like house shows, I guess. Yeah. Bit of a killer.
Yeah, definitely.
It did end with Nikki getting sort of the last bit of dusting on and Alexa going for a sneaky tag.
Yes.
So as Nikki gets her in the spot.
So there's a 5 count for Alexa to tag in, I believe they were saying. Like when you tag somebody, you've got a 5 count to get in the ring. Yeah. So Alexa just sort of stands back for that 5 count, uses that beautifully to capitalize.
It comes in, not pushing Nikki out of the way, but kind of gives her a bump, gets in, and then takes all the win. Yep. All the credit. It gets the win. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, it was interesting.
I like it.
You can definitely already see the makings of Alexa Bliss working away to screw
they're going to fucking sock each other at some point.
And I'm about it.
Yeah, I'm totally about it.
Yeah.
Come SummerSlam.
I would love to see, like, Alexa with a title maybe and Nikki taking it off her. That would be interesting.
Ooh, yeah. I like that.
I think, like Nikki will help her get a title, and then that's where it'll all change, and that's when Nikki...
All right, and finally, AJ Styles versus Ricochet.
Yes.
Yes, they have a bit of a scuffle. It starts all right. It's very mat-heavy match up until this point. You've noted here mixed chants from the crowd.
Yeah, it was very mixed. It was like AJ Styles, Ricochet.
Yeah.
Like back and forth. It was beautiful. But yeah, really early on, the Good Brothers just walk out.
Yeah, so they come out ringside and trying to cause distraction. So at one point, they give an Irish whip and Ricochet hits the rope and gets caught by one of them.
I think it was Carl,
It was Carl. And then AJ literally gets out of the ring. He's like, go away.
Yeah, and he grabs the microphone and he's like, no, you can't be here. I'm restarting this match, but it's not restarting until you two leave. Mm-hmm. Super noble by AJ Styles. I really appreciated that.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot it's on my phone.
That's all right.
I locked it without remembering it. It's on my phone.
Yeah, super noble. So they disappear. The match does restart. Beautiful match. It was really good to see AJ Styles back in competition. Mm-hmm. We haven't seen him in a little while.
He did one thing that made me very happy.
Yes.
I said the phenomenal forearm, I think, should be treated in a similar vein as the RKO.
Yes.
Out of nowhere.
Yes.
Like, although it's kind of, you can tell the setup because it's ringside.
Yeah.
But like the arm adjusting is bullshit.
Yes.
Just fucking get up there and wreck him.
Yeah.
And he did exactly that. He went,
I was not expecting that. I was not expecting that phenomenal forearm when it came. I was like, oh. Because
there was none of that adjustment. It was just, what? He's in the apron, and then he's up, and then he's done. That was rad.
Perfect. Yeah. Which I believe that was the finisher for the win. Oh no, Ricochet ended up getting.
No,
No.
AJ
did
won.
win. Yeah, that was it. That got him the win, which was beautiful. There was a beautiful display of showmanship there and respect between one another. It was
the tough thing for me is up until this point, like Ricochet had been with this whole Cesaro feud, had been 50-50 booked.
Yeah.
Like the whole time, and then you just win a belt and then you lose again.
Yeah.
Like even with the title, he's still getting 50-50 booked.
Yeah.
And that's a damn shame. Like I think
he definitely should have won this.
If
match.
Styles was like, if he won, like if you he would have gone over. Like if Styles took that loss for him.
Yeah. Yeah, which would have been great.
Would have been good.
Bit of a bummer, but it'll be interesting to see where it takes them.
That does. Let us know what you thought of this week's episode of RAW. There's comments below and all those other places. What would you rate this episode of Monday Night RAW?
Look, it was a lot of sort of... I don't know. I think I'd give it... I'll go a Kurt and a bar. I think it was a good way to follow up a good pay-per-view. Bit sort of slow-moving in my opinion. But obviously, being after the pay-per-view, everybody is a bit sort of worn down from it all. But ultimately, it was pretty good.
Yeah, no, like, for me, it's, I'd say it's the same. It's, you know, it's a Kurt and a bar. It's a good 1.5. For a couple of reasons. It gets a half points for Taker alone.
Yes, definitely. That was a good
24/7 stuff is brilliant. I'm keen for Joe versus Kofi as long as the belt exchanges.
Beautiful.
The big tag match at the start was impressive enough for me because it was just essentially here's the big four teams that catch your interest. It was pretty good. I enjoyed it.
Definitely.
Dash says, I give it a, was it even on? Because he is the heel of the wrestling. All right, that's Raw. It's out of the way. It's time to head over to SmackDown Live.
Have you got them up?
Yeah, ready to rock and roll. This one took place in Portland, Oregon, and in true fucking WWE fashion, this bitch starts off with a video package.
Yeah.
It's all about Shane McMahon and how last night went on Raw, you know, how like, I'm gonna fucking fight you so good, and then he goes there and Taker rocks up and chokes him.
Yeah. I zoned out. I'm so sick of seeing Shane. I didn't care what he said.
I get bored of video packages. The second I see a video package, because like I made a lot of digs at it last week. About the idea it makes out like we are.
This is something that people tune into every week. Like it's not
like it's one of those things. Like it's almost the acting as if people that don't watch Raw, people that like people watch one or the other.
Yeah,
there is no brand loyalty.
Yeah,
either you watch none or you watch both.
Yeah. And I think, like, for me, I think most people are going to tune in for pay-per-views and things like that. People aren't going to just tune in on their everyday weekly show, which means video packages should be kept for that. So you can have a quick lead-up video leading into this big match.
Not even that, because, like, one thing that was great about Stomping Grounds, minimal video packages.
That's true.
You know, like, they were there, but, like, it was more of there to, like, the transition between the matches.
Yeah.
Not, like, here's 7 minutes of Roman Reigns' story.
Yeah.
Don't care.
Yeah.
Have some faith in your audience. And, like, at least think they're not stupid.
Yeah. And the announcers, the ring announcers are talking about the lead-up anyway.
Yeah.
So
the commentary team themselves, they should be doing that for you.
Yeah.
As they're coming in, they should if you know, Michael Cole kind of does it anyway, but like, don't do a video package and the commentary. No, have the commentary just be like, this is a follow-up to the match from last night of Raw, when, you know, during a scuffle between this and this and this, Undertaker comes up. That's what we got to do.
Yep, exactly.
Set it up with what the commentary team are there to do. Yeah. That is their role. Yeah. We shouldn't be thinking, you know, we shouldn't be shown stuff because we forgot what happened last week, 12 hours ago, 24 hours ago. Yeah. Just set it up, focus on the people that are happening now. Yeah. And like, if anything, it's super integral. Like, this took place 3 weeks ago. Yeah. Here's a quick reminder because it's important to what's happening now.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, even what they should do, if they want to do it like it, you know, engage with the soap opera nature that is WWE, like previously on Raw. Yeah. And then give a quick, like, get your video package at the start. Yeah. And that's it. Yeah. Because as of right now, Raw did it this week. They video packaged what literally happened fucking half an hour ago.
Yeah. Yeah, they do.
None of that shit. Like, I understand viewership, it drops and it is sketchy, but like, it's WWE isn't in like this massive intellectual storytelling. No. I came in after not watching for like 15 years, and I picked right up.
Yeah,
because it's
easy
simple.
To pick up. Yeah,
because like WWE is
and it changes so quickly that you.
It is the storylines are at their core simple. It's good versus evil. It's fucking comic books.
Yeah,
and like. It's that who's good, who's bad. Okay, easy. I know who's face, I know who's heel. Then they add the flourishes on top. And then those flourishes can come through super simply.
Yeah.
And that comes by them either having a good match, because a lot of good stuff can be told in a match.
Yep.
Look at the Rhodes match.
Yeah.
You know, I've not watched anything prior.
Yeah.
And then I went into that match and I fucking cried because that storytelling was exceptional within the match. Yeah. And they could do that here. And, you know, if they want, they can do those. You know what promos are for? To promote shit, not to be like, hey, here's a video package.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, there's a problem here.
You're supposed to be doing the talking, you know, and it used to be like that. It was always, you know, everybody was so good on the mic because they were telling that story. And because they've got so much production and stuff going on now and they've got everything at their fingertips, it's way easier to... you know, get, I guess, subpar entertainers that are just strong people that can wrestle and just have them in the ring, like, just fighting, and then have a video package set up for them, as opposed to having them both, you know, vocally and physically on top of it all, you know?
That's what I want. I want them to, like, if they really want you to know what happened last night or happened the week before, have someone come out with the mic and say, last week this happened and this is how I, as in my character, feels about it. There's the connection. The connection isn't a video package. The connection is how these, like, because this is WWE, once again, at its core, is character piece.
Which is what Seth and Becky did on Raw. Yeah. There was no video package to open. It was Seth and Becky saying...
No, there was a video package. It was all still photos,
Yeah, but, like, you know what I mean? Like, it didn't open with a video package like this did. It opened with Seth Rollins coming to the ring. Like, it was like scanning the crowd, Seth Rollins' music hit, Seth comes out to the ring, and while he's walking out, they show the little photos and stills of what happened the night before. Yeah. But... even if they didn't have that, like, it's Seth comes out, Becky comes out, they collectively talk about what they did collectively the night prior. Like, that's what you need. Like, it's always good to see, like, little stills of, like, oh, hey, you know, like, these people won last night, and this is why they're out here first talking about it, you know? Like, I think that helps, but it wasn't a full-blown fucking video package like this.
Well, because that's the thing, because what they do is they never show video footage of the pay-per-view because they want you to go watch pay-per-view. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like, so they kind of cheat the system there a little bit. But it's kind of the same thing, you know? It's just...
But I think Raw definitely executed that whole thing better. Like, if they had have opened with Shane talking about it, like, just talking about it, that would have been better.
Yeah. Because, you know what I mean, that's what they should be doing. Like, that's how it should work, but it's not happening. The New Day kick off some actual in-ring shit as they wander into the crowd to have Kofi address Samoa Joe's attack. And one thing I should mention is that Kofi mentioned very specifically the words fade to black.
Oh, did he?
He did. He goes, when I get in that cocaine clutch, the world fades to black.
Interesting.
Whether it means nothing, very likely. Then Dolph Ziggler come out and did he claims that he did all the hard work and he'll be damned if he lets some prick take his spot because he's the one that's been working on.
Because it should have been me.
So during Dolph's little chat here, out of nowhere, Big E just brings out this string of crackers.
Yeah, is that?
Just munching food while chatting.
Offering them to people. It's beautiful. I love Big E. I love every time they come out and he sees somebody in the crowd. He's like, and he runs.
And he just picks someone and be like, "Oh my god, you're here!" Yeah. And then runs at them and gives them the biggest
they're best
hug.
friends. He's just like, you! I'm so glad.
It's like, oh my god, I had no idea you were going to be here. This is amazing.
I love Big E so much.
Yeah.
I need more Big E.
See, it's funny because this is something that I've also I think I've talked about this before as well. It's just like as I'm getting older and like I've got my son and I start to think about like when he grows up and he, you know, looks up to people and looks up to whether they be athletes or actors or something, and you know, it's that when I see, because like for years, because I never understood sports. I as in like I don't get the appeal. But as I'm seeing here, or the appeal of looking up to sports stars.
Yep.
But as I'm seeing with WWE, like the excitement on these kids' faces when they get even
when Naomi walks over with her glasses, or Bailey comes over
even
with her
mildly acknowledged by these people,
Yeah.
and it's like you have made not just their day, you have made their probably the next month and a half. Like this kid will talk endlessly about the time that I went to the wrestling
And Big
E hugged me.
Yeah.
Big E acknowledged me, or I got a high five from Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
And like the joy, the literal joy you see in those kids' faces, it makes me go, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
I get
exactly.
it. Because like even if it's just something so simple and there's
Yeah.
mild gesture out of their day.
Yeah.
And
Yep. They love it.
warms my heart.
Yep. Definitely.
So during this kerfuffle, the Dolph was talking about, like, fuck, there's no way that this has gone bad. So if we take each other on, oh, my son, why are you still on asleep? Oh, yeah, he woke up at like 5:30 or something. He goes, it's come to the understanding that if he wins in tonight's 2 out of 3 falls match, the match at Extreme Rules will become a triple threat.
Yeah.
Interesting move.
Yeah, very interesting move. Was not expecting
have
it.
to leave him in to take him back to bed. Hey, buddy.
Definitely was not expecting it. Don't want it. I just want to see Samoa Joe versus Kofi Kingston. Mm-hmm. After this, we do get a shot of Daniel Bryan and Rowan walking backstage. There is talk of them having a match tonight against New Day. Mm-hmm. And then it goes back. We see Elias playing guitar in front of Shane's office. Mm-hmm. The Miz does walk up. He's like, "Is Shane here?" And Elias is like, "Yeah, he's in, but I wouldn't go in there if I were you. You're a dead man walking if you do." Mm-hmm. Ooh, ominous. It starts sort of like, the Miz is like, "I don't care, I'll take my chances. Step aside, bootleg Bob Dylan," which I thought was beautiful. And Elias starts playing guitar, and like Miz is like, "Are you done?" He's like, "No, actually," and he starts playing and singing, and then Miz just grabs the guitar neck to stop him, and he's just like Elias gives him this vicious look, and Shane's like, "Strum that guitar one more time, and I'll shove it up the dark side of your moon," which I thought was great as well, a little Pink Floyd reference. But yeah, he goes on to say, like, "Look, tell Shane that if the Undertaker doesn't put him 6 feet under at Extreme Rules, I want, like, we still have unfinished business, and I want a match against him." So he walks away, and then Shane walks straight out, and Elias is like, "Oh, the Miz was just here, and he said this." Shane's like, "Oh, he wants a match, does he? Well, you know what? He can have a match against you, and if he wins that, he can have me again. And you know what? It's going to be a best 2 out of 3 falls match."
Yeah.
And Elias is like, "Yeah, I'll beat him," and plays a little song. And that's it. So this just does bring us to the New Day. Xavier Woods and Big E versus the Planet's champions, Daniel Bryan and Rowan.
I'm going to take this little man to bed.
Good night.
You're being very distracting. You smell like fruit.
Bye.
Why do you smell like sweet fruit?
Strawberries. He was eating.
Oh, he had strawberries before, didn't he?
Yeah.
Right, he said bye, Jem.
Good night.
Say bye. Yeah, I'm coming.
Yeah.
I'll be back in a minute again.
Good night. Bye. Have a good night. Good night. Yeah, so as I was saying, the next match is the New Day versus the Planet's champions. Xavier opens the match with Rowan, I believe, and gets absolutely dominated. Like, absolutely just torn to shreds. Vicious. But then the New Day do manage to get the win with Xavier pinning Daniel Bryan. And after this happens, like, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn just come hammering down. They start beating into the New Day. Daniel Bryan and Rowan do proceed to join in on that, to which Heavy Machinery's music hits, and they come running out to save the day. It cuts to a break, and they come back, and suddenly it's an 8-man tag match of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn with Rowan and Daniel Bryan versus the New Day and Heavy Machinery. Big old Duz Fest. At some point, like, KO, like, Sami Zayn's in the ring with Otis. Otis starts, like, prepping for the Caterpillar. KO's like, "You know what? Stuff this," and just starts walking out. This does lead back into, I believe it was the night prior, Kofi was saying, like, what's going on with your friendship, you know, like either you love each other or you hate each other, or you hate to love each other and you love to hate each other, and this and that and the other, which just proves that, yeah, KO and Sammy have a very fragile relationship. Yeah, he's just like, you know what, I'm out, and Sami Zayn takes the pin off the Caterpillar from Otis for the New Day and Heavy Machinery to win.
My apologies.
How did you feel about the 8-man tag match? What started as the New Day and Daniel Bryan and Rowan turning into an attack from Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, which prompted Heavy Machinery to come out to the New Day's aid, which prompted the 8-man tag match.
It was fine. I enjoyed it. It was good. More Heavy Machinery is always a plus for me.
Yeah. I did mention, obviously, the night prior, Kofi Kingston did address the fragile nature of Kevin Owens and Sammy's friendship. You know, 1 minute you love each other, next minute you hate each other, then you love to hate each other and you hate to love each other, which obviously prompted when Sammy was lined up for the Caterpillar, KO just was like, psh, I'm done, and walked out.
The couple of things here that really struck out to me, because I still really wish that there was the New Day versus Daniel Bryan and Rowan feud going on.
Yeah.
You know, the saccharine sweet versus the vegan.
Yeah.
You know, I thought that would be really cool.
But
then on top of that can also be done with the Heavy Machinery.
Yeah, because
the steaks and weights are about, you know, big meat consumption.
Yeah.
Which, you know,
cheese!
Vegan and cheese. So that works well. So I enjoy them using that angle at this point, because that was very clearly pointed out within the show.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed that. It was cool. And, you know, the win went to Heavy Machinery, and, you know, sorry, the win went to the New Day and Heavy Machinery via Heavy Machinery.
Yes.
Which I was a big fan of personally. Sorry.
Yeah, it was awesome.
The cord that holds is up here. It keeps bumping me in the leg. I'll sort it out later. No, it's fine. I'm happy with it. Worked out well.
Yeah, it was a good match.
Nikki and Alexa Bliss, and then talking backstage, Nikki mentions that she has been able to get a match against Bayley.
Yeah. For some reason, she feels guilty, like she cost Alexa the match, which was not the case. Alexa was the one doing the pushing. You know, it wasn't Alexa, not Nikki, but, you know, that's how Alexa do. But yeah, Nikki feels guilty.
Talks about Bayley being manipulative.
Yeah. But yeah, she feels guilty, so she's like, you know what, I've got a match tonight against Bayley, and if I win this match, I think this, because this was shown the night before, because Alexa was going to Japan, because they did announce the
house shows in Japan.
Yeah, they were doing house shows, because obviously we know the Iconics and the Kabuki Warriors were going to be in Japan as well. So Alexa's like, you know, she's like, Nikki's like, come on, don't you believe in me? And she's like, no, I believe in you, but I can't be there to believe in you. And she's like, no, it's fine. She's like, I'm going to win this match for you tomorrow night, on Tuesday night, because this was on Sunday, I believe, at the pay-per-view. She's like, I'm going to win this match for you, and then you get a championship match against Bayley if I win.
Yep. Cool. Fine.
Yeah.
Next up, Miz walking backstage with the Ali video again. Cool. Fine. Thank you. Go away.
Yeah, another Ali.
Just don't know what I'm trying to do with that.
Yeah.
Next up was the Miz versus Elias with Shane for a 2 out of 3 falls match.
Yeah.
Elias comes out, does sing a song. Now we should mention that the reason that they've done two out of 3 falls matches here is for a couple of different reasons. There has been a somewhat creative decision to not have matches go over ad breaks, which is, I like that, you know, because one of the big things that we bitch about is ads.
Yeah.
And especially when we're watching them and they come, like, you know, we'll say it comes and Elias is mushing someone and like, comes back and he's fucking unconscious outside.
And you're like, how?
Like, what happened?
And then they're like, this happened during the ad break. And you're like, oh.
Yeah. So, and there has been rumor mill that Dash has heard, and he informed me on as well, was that they may be looking at going, to keep it sport related, they might be going, you know, the boxing round setup.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so the big way to tie up between the ads. But or they could just do better ad placement.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, put it in between matches.
Yeah.
Like, where that, you know, Miz walking backstage.
Yep.
Put it in there.
Yeah, putting that in there. Yeah, you don't need, yeah.
You know what I mean? And then just have some longer I understand with TV, like, they have to have an ad every, like, 20 minutes, whatever. Yeah. But sometimes I feel they have ads every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So, like, space, because, like, sometimes at the start of the show, they'll go 25 minutes without an ad break. And then
Yeah.
during a match, they'll have like 7 ad breaks.
Is SmackDown like a 2-hour show?
2-hour show?
Yeah, I think they had about 3 sets of ad breaks, and the ad breaks are like fucking 10 minutes at a
Yeah,
time.
so it's a
solid
2 hour
half-
it's a 2 hour show and
hour and a half show and half an hour of ad breaks.
Yeah. So like place those ads well.
Yeah.
Like maybe not if it works.
Not in blocks of fucking 10 of them at a time.
Yeah,
Like,
just kind of like put them throughout here and there, as in like in between matches is better than halfway through. Like,
yeah.
there has to be a way, because once again, as I said, there's been
Yeah.
moments where there's been 20 minutes of nothing.
Yeah.
So
Shorter-
why not
yeah.
kind of have some, if they're going to have some shorter matches at the start, chuck your ad breaks in there, allow the main event to run in full.
Yeah, exactly it. Yeah.
It's an option.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some contractual shit there that's kind of out of our knowledge, but that could be the case. Elias does get the first fall thanks to assistance from Shane.
Yeah, as always. Same shit.
And then Miz is awarded the second fall by disqualification.
Because Shane gets involved
Because
again.
Shane gets involved again. And then Shane gets mad and attacks.
Starts beating the shit out of... Because obviously now it's in between the falls, so there's not an official match, so Shane can do whatever he wants. He starts beating in brutally, which he... Finally, once he's done beating the living shit out of the Miz, he gets the third fall started, which Elias just immediately pins for the final win. Elias is awarded the win, which means that the Miz has no more chances as Shane McMahon.
Which I thought that was already the case.
Yeah, so did I. But here we go again. Then Shane decides that the attack is on again, and he gets Elias to start setting up the Miz for like a coast to coast and stuff like that. Another one, because Shane's apparently just giving out coast to coasts now.
Cool.
Just same old shit.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm missing something there.
No.
No. Oh no, he does. He executes the coast to coast and they're like, that's it, we're done, we're never doing this again, and then they leave.
Yeah. Cool. Backstage with Kayla having a chat with Finn Balor. Finn Balor talking about like what's next for the Intercontinental Champion. Who are you looking at going? You had your moment with Andrade. That seems to have quietened down.
Yeah.
What are you looking at doing now?
Yeah.
He's like, I don't really know at this point. See what comes. And next thing, Shinsuke Nakamura comes in, does some weird hand things. Fucking too sweets the belt. I was like, oh,
interesting.
Oh, I guess they're having a house show in Japan.
Yeah,
they'll be at the house in Japan.
Yeah, interesting.
So it's very, very cool. I do think this is just purely for Japan. Purely for the house shows. Yeah. I don't see that being a long-term thing. Although it would be all right because, these two could do some banger shows on paper. I don't, Shinsuke's gone back. He's gone quiet.
Yeah, he has.
Let him be quiet.
Yeah, especially with obviously the drama surrounding Rusev and stuff, and he was tagging with Rusev, so he's kind of just been shelved, I guess. Yeah,
pretty much. So then it cuts back to the ring. Miz is still there, having a tough time getting out.
Yeah,
because he's fucked.
Yeah, that coast to coast directive.
Nikki Cross versus Bayley. Nikki Cross gets this is the one, as you mentioned, to get the win.
Yeah, Bayley's like at the start of it. One of Bayley's like little inflatable arm flailing tube men is just like not having it, and she just goes like this and throws it up, and then it's just like, I'm alive.
It comes back.
It was really cool.
Let's see. In short, Nikki Cross does get the win with a pin off a failed roll up by Bayley.
Yep. So Bayley tries to roll her up, and Nikki just lays her out, and just like 1, 2, 3, done.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It was no solid match. Like I dig Nikki, I dig Bayley. So it was a good match for me. I enjoyed a lot of it. I kind of felt that it was gonna. There's two ways. Literally, it was two ways they could have gone. Like unquestionable. Like. If Bayley did get the win, there's that Nikki Alexa feud there.
Yes.
Or if Nikki wins, there's one more step before that feud.
Yeah, exactly it.
Either way, fine by me.
Which, after this win to Nikki Cross, meaning Alexa gets the rematch, I definitely think Alexa's going to take the belt at Extreme Rules. And then I think that'll set up the feud between Nikki and Alexa. So. Or they'll end up we'll have Alexa 2 belts. They'll end up getting the women's tag team champions as well somehow.
Oh, shit.
And then, that will in turn, they'll lose them somehow to, I'm hoping, the Kabuki Warriors. And then that'll turn a heel.
Yeah.
Like a feud. What I did find cute is obviously Nikki's so proud of herself. She's so stoked. She's jumping on the announce table, high-fiving Corey Graves. He's super psyched for her. She's like, can't wait to tell Alexa. And like Graves is like, here's my phone, call her. And she's just like, I don't know what time it is there. And throws her phone back at her. And she's like, I did it. And they're all like, you did it. And she's like jumping on the announce table. It was really cute.
Yeah, after having like 6 weeks where they just forgot that Nikki existed.
Yeah.
I really like that they're giving her a shot.
Yeah, it's really cool. But I definitely think there's going to be a title shot in the future for Nikki from Alexa.
I'd say so too. Next up, we get Carmella looking for Truth. She bumps into Sonya and Mandy.
Yeah.
And then Truth pops out during this little thing here.
Yeah.
And as well as Drake shows up. Talks about how he has spent months and thousands of his mother-in-law's money.
Yeah, so he's like, I've spent months and months and months planning my wedding and thousands of dollars on my mother-in-law's wedding just so I can set up the scenario of me walking down the aisle with the 24/7 championship.
Yeah.
Not even his wife. He's like, this has ruined me. Everything's over.
Yeah, Truth then apologizes because he thought it was Carmella's wedding.
Like, I thought it was Carmella's wedding.
Coming from whatever happened, like 2 weeks ago.
When he dressed up as Carmella.
Yeah, and he's like, oh my God, Carmella's getting married.
He's like, and Truth's like, you know what, Hornswoggle, I feel bad for you. Get a referee. Come on, let's go. You can do this. You can do this.
Yeah, and the referee is like, Arrivederci, and then fucks off.
Yeah, he's like, haha, nope, just kidding, Arrivederci, and runs.
Yeah, and then what I love. So then the Horde come running down the hallway. Drake hasn't seen them yet. He's like, man, turns around and then just gets fucking clipped. Yeah. Like, we're talking not just like
by Titus, right?
I think maybe Titus, yeah, or
beautiful,
maybe even or maybe even Cedric.
Oh, maybe.
Because they just banging it down this way. And it's wrecked. And like, no, it was Cedric because I saw it on Twitter. Oh, yeah. And he just gets collected.
Yeah.
Like, that is a proper elbow to the face.
He copped that in the face hard.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Absolutely loved it. It was so good. R-Truth is such a dick and I love it.
Yeah, so then we get to Ember Moon versus Sonya Deville.
Yeah, so a little video of Ember walking backstage first, all dressed up for rings. So
yeah, so then there was a video package of what happened last week with
the
donuts. Ember socking them out of Mandy's hands. Sonya comes in and just fucking rails on Ember. Yeah. So it's good to get a little match here. Yeah. So I'm happy to see more Ember Moon. Give me more Ember Moon all the time.
Yeah.
Pretty good match. Very interesting. The win did go to Sonya Deville.
Yeah.
With
I guess
with
you call
a distraction from Mandy.
Ember did get a little bit distracted by Mandy walking over, and that also.
And then Killer goes, I thought it was Shelton Benjamin because he even mentioned it on Twitter. Or maybe neither of them. It may have been Shelton Benjamin. My bad.
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
Actually, no, it would make more sense because Cedric's smaller. So yeah, it was probably, I think it was.
They were moving so fast, you couldn't see
it may have
who was
been
there.
Shelton.
The only person I noticed was No Way Jose because he's bright green.
Yeah,
he's the only one I noticed running there. So.
Yeah, so at the end here, Mandy comes in, they have big hugging, and there's a little bit of the
Sonya's like pushing the hair back and touching her face, and immediately I was like, oh god, they're gonna do a romance angle between these two.
Well, it's been alluded to in the past, like it's because it's one of those things like. Why can't they just let Sonya be interested in ladies and leave it at that?
Yeah.
Like she comes out, she's very prone to LGBTQI Batman symbol supporting stuff. So I'm like you said, I'm down with that. Like right now they've got a merchandise line that's all rainbow shit. Yeah. And I was going, oh maybe I should rock some of this stuff because I support that same stuff as well personally. So I'd be happy to wear that and unless they use it as some sort of like shameless way to plug said merch, which would be a bit gross.
Yeah.
It's this thing like I don't think that story fits.
Yeah.
I think it's that is unnecessary using Sonya's sexuality. Unnecessarily. Like, I think there is something incredibly powerful in having Sonya there.
Very close friendship.
Just having her be there, and they mention that she's part of the LGBTQ community, and they don't make it a story. They don't bring attention to it.
No,
They're
they
like,
just allow that this is a place where this is accepted and you can be.
Yeah, hey, she's a lesbian woman, and she just kicked the fuck out of everyone. Yeah. Like, leave it as simple as that. as literally simple as that is all it needs to be. Nothing fancy.
We are all gender inclusive.
Well, even if they don't have to be like, and we here at WWE,
no, but that's the implication.
But just like this, acceptance and understanding and true equality comes in where it doesn't bring that to attention.
Yeah.
It just comes in here and like, for those that need to know, that she is, of that sexuality.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that. See, that's,
if she's there, people automatically know that they're included.
Yeah. That's it. Just by her being there.
Yeah.
You don't have to bring it up and forward. Don't have to shoehorn it in.
No.
Don't have to jam in people's faces. They just go, this is Sonya. This is Ember. This is this person. This is this person.
Yeah.
Leave it at that.
Yeah.
That's what it is. We all want to be treated the same.
Exactly.
And I understand, this is a big part of their identity and it should be brought forward. And I'm not saying it shouldn't be. I'm not saying it shouldn't be. Like Sonya should do it proudly. She walks out with that, rainbow scarf, her shirt with the rainbow design on it. Yeah. And that is literally enough. And that's not me coming in like, that's all she should do. I just think that is totally more respectful.
Enough. Yeah, because putting too much of a spotlight on it is going to make it feel like they're using it as something and it's going to make people turn away from it.
Yeah, and like it makes it, and to me, it makes it
it's a stronger statement, her just walking out with a rainbow flag.
I agree.
Hanging
Totally
out
agree.
Back pocket. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all we need. Next, Aleister Black. He's sitting in his little room.
He's pacing.
He is shitty.
Yeah, he's just pacing back and forth and like he's speaking really fast and really nonsensical again.
Mm-hmm. But not nonsensical in the way of like the Ridley way that he was doing before. This is a man
pissed. Yeah, he's basically like, why is nobody's man enough to come and get me and I'm getting pissed about it. Why are you not here?
Yeah. And then as he's saying, he's about to get up and then you hear this. And it goes someone's knocking at his door. And when we see Aleister give a nice creepy little smile. Yes, there's a knock at the door, man. All Aleister Black has to do is let him in.
Yeah. You said that and I was like, oh, could this be a new tag team?
No, it's Buddy Murphy. Yeah, it's Buddy Murphy. Awesome. Like Bray Wyatt's like, it's like, I changed my mind. That might be good. Like come Extreme Rules, if that match does happen, thumbs up. Yeah. But I want Buddy Murphy to do something, and I think the two of them could do something dope.
Awesome.
But I think the idea of the Fiend and that supernaturally themed idea of Bray Wyatt works with what. Like this is the downside with any super gimmicky shit. It needs to balance with someone.
Yeah.
Like if you had supernatural person gimmicky person versus fucking Joe Blow, it doesn't work because it looks stupid because that person's so plain.
Yeah.
So by having someone that kind of comes out of the ground like out of the stage like a coffin against someone that uses that occult imagery, it totally works.
Yeah.
Totally works.
Yeah.
So that's why I do certainly think
it's like which one is the better of two evils type thing.
Yeah. So that's why I think the likes of the demon for Finn would work against Aleister Black, would work against Undertaker.
Yeah.
Like that works because it's that combining of that awesome imagery.
Yeah.
Which is why I think if they're going to, although I don't know whether they'll give Aleister Black the push, having him be the one to retire Undertaker would be cool. And taking over the mantle of that phenom sort of style.
Yeah.
Finishing, the match did end with the Dolph Ziggler versus Kofi Kingston 2 out of 3 falls match. Kofi did get the first fall because the ref had caught Dolph holding onto the rope. So when Dolph's like, "Hey, motherfucker," and then he gets rolled up and gets the first one. And then Dolph does get the second pin almost immediately.
Yeah.
With a big super kick.
Big old super kick. Brutal. His super kicks are so good.
Yeah. Yeah, they are fantastic.
They're brilliant.
Then the Kofi does get the win with the final pin after a Trouble in Paradise.
Yeah. Same old thing.
So on a good note, though, I think this is the end of the Dolph and Kofi setup, the little feud.
I think it's done. So.
I'm pretty sure I think this was this final stake. It was cool, given the option to come in there and give it another go. Nah, bro, you didn't get it. Go back to we're doing your comedy or whatever.
Yeah. Which the announce team kept alluding to as well. They're just like, we can see him, going back on sabbatical and whatnot. So.
Yeah. And I think that, looking at some of the businessy things, that's what makes Dolph good, man. He's a worker. Yeah. He comes in like, hey, we need you. He's like, yeah, no worries, man. I'll be there in a minute. And then he comes in like he cancelled his shit here in Australia to do what he needed to do.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, exactly it.
So let us know what you thought of this week's episode of SmackDown. Those comments below, the Discord, the Facebook, all those options. Jem, what did you think of this week's episode of SmackDown Live?
Like, it was good, but it wasn't great. I don't think it was on par with Raw, so I'd probably just give it a straight down 1 Kurt Angle.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. It's one of those things, a couple of things sort of got my attention, like the Aleister Black, like the 24/7. What else was there? There was other things there, which I seem to have forgotten. But there were some stuff there was of note. I didn't hate it. I wasn't bored.
Yeah.
But I wasn't incredibly happy. So I think in the same as you, I think it is a Kurt Angle, a good one, right down the middle. It was fine, and I'm open to see more.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, that does bring us to the end of the show. Yeah, man. But before we end the show completely, there is one thing that we do. We make our way over to the dirt sheet. So Dish in the Dirt with Dirt Sheet Dash.
Oh yeah.
Our good friend Dash. He knows people.
He does.
He knows people. He knows the things. Yeah. He scours the internet. He makes phone calls. He sends faxes. He does smoke signals sometimes to get whatever behind the scenes news you need to know about for this show, for the young and the restless. Dash is a man. He's a champion. He's one of, as they say, the good ones.
Yes.
And brings us all the news. And this week, he's gone a little bit extra, and he's given us four bits of juicy dirt.
Bring it.
Number one. According to F4WOnline.com, only around 3,500 people were in attendance for Monday Night RAW at the Angel of the Winds Arena in Everett, Washington. The entire upper deck and the hard camera lower sections were completely blocked off. It is believed to have been one of the lowest attended editions of RAW since its inception in 1993.
Wow.
As was expected based on ticket sales going into Sunday's first WWE Stomping Grounds, the Tacoma Dome in Tacoma, Washington was not sold out for the event. No. WWE did not announce an official attendance, but there was reportedly a decent line for walk-up tickets at the arena before the show.
Interesting.
And a lot of free tickets were given out on the day.
Wow.
The arena also had half of the seating curtained off to hide the empty seats. This is something that they've talked about across the board, like house shows are down, obviously Raw attendance is down, pay-per-view attendance is down, like it's just people are speaking with their wallets, man, and that's what it comes down to, and it does oddly make me wonder what happens to our WWE live shows in October when they come here to Australia, like... Are we going to be in the same boat, or is the novelty of them coming international enough for them to move tickets?
Yeah, I guess obviously because we only get it, I guess, once every year or so.
Literally once a year,
Yeah, so...
Like, is that enough? But, I guess these, some of these places are probably a bit spoilt and it comes within a mile radius of them at any
when you're
point.
going from one state, or like one section of Washington to another, like, you're not going to get the same people come to both, They're going to go to one or the other. Yeah,
and Australia's huge, and you can cross state lines in US pretty quick.
Yeah, exactly.
And as Dash goes, for comparison, Raw usually draws an attendance of 10 to 16,000. People are starting to speak with their wallets.
Yeah, definitely.
And this is the thing. So people always ask, like, what will get WWE to change? It's money. Yeah, and they've been hitting the money. Will we see change? One can only hope.
Yep.
Oh, F4W, Figure 4 Wrestling Online. So, of course, I'm an idiot. Number 2, Dave Meltzer of Figure4WrestlingOnline.com recently discussed Rusev's status with the WWE. Ooh. And these are the next 2 paragraphs of quotes. I think his deal is up relatively soon. I've heard nothing confirmed, but the tea leaves tell me, obviously he's not happy because he's not there, and he asked for a leave of absence. Now, that may mean they're not going to freeze him while he does that. So, for context, Rusev did go to, something someone asked on Twitter, like, why are you not on TV? He's like, I asked for time off.
Yeah.
So he's like, there's the reason he's not currently on television. Back to Dave Meltzer. Honestly, I think in AEW he could do great because people will. I think in AEW he could do great because people will remember the Rusev Day stuff.
Yes.
I mean, they won't be able to do it because I'm sure they've trademarked Rusev Day, and I mean, they could always. Well, fuck, Dave Meltzer, you speak horribly.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, whatever. Like, speak fucking properly, dude.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to quote you. I mean, and because he knows shit, and that's the hard part. He knows shit, but it's horrible to fucking quote. I mean, they could always work around it, and they're really into that irony stuff. So I actually think that if he left with that to AEW, the AEW fan base, I think he would do really well. So Rusev Day is one of the most over things in WWE.
Yeah. You could call it the Russian Experience Day.
Oh, Russian Experience. Rusev is expected back on TV soon. However, with speculation surrounding his status, WWE could freeze his contract and try to negotiate an extension or renewal. Yeah. This could lead to some big money for the Bulgarian Brute, but could also lead to his exit. Lana's contract status with WWE is currently unknown.
Interesting.
See, Rusev is good. I like Rusev.
Yeah, Rusev, yeah.
And I like Lana too.
Yeah. And I think with having the leave of absence, if they do come back, it will make a huge pop.
But the problem with a leave of absence or a leave in any stretch, whether it be from injury or whatnot, like it's that, where do we bring them back in?
Yeah.
Like where's the creative here to bring them back in?
Yeah.
And the last we saw that Rusev was oddly paired with Shinsuke for some fucking reason. So like as long as there's creative to go with it.
US Championship.
Yeah. That was US.
Yeah.
US.
It was just this really bad thing of them back and forth, and it was really awkward.
Not very good.
Yeah, no.
Next, number 3.
Yes.
Seth Rollins.
Ooh.
Recently did an interview with SI.com and responded to John Moxley's comments made about WWE and its current product. Rollins stated, quote, Ambrose can do what he wants. He's a big boy. He's got his big boy pants on. He can go out there and say whatever he wants. But the bottom line is not everybody's equipped to handle the rigors of WWE and the schedule and how it affects you mentally and emotionally. And Ambrose gave everything he had to the company for the entire time he was here. He put his heart and soul into the travel, into the schedule, into the injuries, into the work in the ring, and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, he took his ball and he went home. Yeah. Or he went elsewhere, at least. And I think it's a little presumptuous of him to get on a podcast and talk down the company that gave him such an opportunity.
That's true.
What do you think?
Look, I liken this whole thing with Moxley to me and where I started in my daily profession. Sure, it's not the best place to be. Sure, it was a bit shit where I started, but I wouldn't be where I am now without it. So I'm always thankful, and I don't talk down about that. I use it as a learning experience. I use it as this is my growth, and I'm thankful that I had those experiences so that I could learn from them. I think, Moxley is definitely digging himself a grave by completely burying the WWE.
You're not going back.
But at the same time, I think it's like he's within his rights too, because he was treated so poorly in that respect, So it's a very hard line to tread. Obviously, Seth does have that loyalty to the WWE that Moxley does not, because of how he's been treated.
Dash also adds, I have to say this is quite presumptuous for Rollins to say this. He is a former 2-time WWE champion and current Universal champion. Two ends of the spectrum speaking.
Exactly it. It is,
two totally different experiences with WWE.
Exactly.
Because this is the thing here. Because although the touring and the shows and the work would be good if the creative wasn't the problem.
Yeah.
See, I think Seth is coming at it from the wrong angle here.
Yeah.
He's linking the work being the problem.
Yeah.
The work isn't the problem, the creative is the problem.
The creative team.
That's
Vince
the issue
McMahon
here.
is the problem.
Yeah. And I think they're coming at it from different angles.
Yeah.
Because you can tell that Mox wants to be a good worker.
Yeah.
And he was a good worker.
Yeah, he says
every
in the
time
podcast.
they gave him shitty creative, he still did the best he possibly could.
Even if
with
you
it.
push for it to not happen, and they're like, "No, you have to do that." He's like, "All right, I'll do it."
Look, I'll do it the best I can. Do it literally the best because that's what I do.
Yeah, which all power to him.
And because Seth has been given a reasonably good push.
Yeah.
So, like, he's been able to... for him, it's a positive experience.
Exactly.
Like, whether that be creatively or the work. So, because he's happy with the creative, therefore, they're willing to do those extra work, right?
Yeah.
So, if you're working in a, you know... It's that whole thing, right? Like if you're happy with the place you work with, you'll put in extra.
Exactly.
I love my job. I put in extra where I can.
Yeah, but me, you go that extra mile when you love your job. Whereas like if you are in positions where you hate your job, like I've been in that position with like my former retail jobs and stuff like that. Like I hated the job, absolutely hated it, but I have good work ethic. I'm a good worker, so I still put my all in. I didn't go above and beyond like I do for my current job because I love it so much, but I put in what I had to, and I did it the best I could, 100%. I never let anything falter because I'm at work to do my job. I'm going to do it the best I can do it. But you know, I'm in a position now where I love what I do, so I give more and I do more and I go above and beyond. You know,
it's like saying that using your own experience as a reference point. Like when I started, when PopC started, we started as a radio show on a very small community radio station, and I have nothing but love for that radio station because they treated me with the absolute respect and love and gave me complete creative freedom. Yeah. So like I have such fond memories of that station, and I will until the day I die.
Yeah.
And the next thing once we decided to leave the station, we went and joined a network to sort of, and we had such a shitty experience with that network that in hindsight, like in terms of like would I bury them, fuck yeah, I'd bury them right now. Like I've buried them in the past, and because like it wasn't a good experience. It was poorly managed. It was we saw literally no benefits out of it. And when we did leave, we got left with nothing from them. So like we learned from that experience. Hell yeah, we learned from that experience. Yeah. We learned how to do it better. And we are at a point now where we are doing better, and we had done better by simply leaving them. Yeah. So and I think Mox is in that exact same position, as in like, it was like that, at that time, and like we learned, same as him. We learned a lot while we were there. Yeah. But it was damaging. It wasn't good. Yeah. We had to get out. And we got out and we did, and now we are better for it. Yeah. And I think Mox is in the exact same position.
Definitely.
Let's see. So Killer does add, good point, Dash. Rollins had the Rocket strapped to him since NXT, and he's literally one of the last people that could be criticizing Mox.
Should be, yeah.
Dash goes, and it's funny because Rollins threatened to leave the WWE after the Shield broke up. Yeah. The first time. Killer did a lot. And he also adds, and Mox was supposed to be the one that was going to be the top guy coming out of that faction. Yeah. I believe that's all. Hang on, let me just double check. That was the third one. That was the fourth one. Oh, one more, because it's 4, not 3. It's 4. Yeah. And finally, as previously noted, WWE is airing an Evolve event, which will be taking place on the same day as AEW's upcoming show, Fight for the Fallen. Kenny Omega sent out a tweet, which he then later deleted, in response to WWE's decision. Yes. Quote, "If lining your pockets with blood money is okay, then what's wrong with trying to undermine a charity show for victims of gun violence? I hear healthy competition is supposed to be a good thing, and yet I can't help feel like I'm going to be sick." He goes on, "I've said my piece, and it opened the door to a very toxic environment. It wasn't a message to fans or the boys, just the decision makers. Yeah. I wish everyone wrestling on any show that day all the best." That is all. This is, of course, a reference to WWE's Saudi Arabia shows, where WWE is making an estimated 100 million US dollar dues from that Saudi deal.
Yeah. Shit. Interesting.
See, this is fun though, because like the interesting part of here is I think Triple H was questioned at one point, going, "Hey, do you see AEW as competition?" He's like, "Ha, we don't see them as competition." And then a little bit later, they start popping out shows on the same day.
Yeah, it's definitely showing that they are feeling very threatened.
Yeah, man, then they totally should be.
Yeah, 100%. Like AEW, like Double or Nothing was amazing.
Yeah, we got Fighter Fest this weekend.
Yep, nothing pay-per-view wise, nothing that the WWE have done this year has compared to Fighter Fest. I know, while Stomping Grounds was good, it still falls short.
Like we haven't even seen Fighter Fest yet. I'm like, this is gonna be dope.
Yeah,
it's gonna be dope.
Yeah, definitely. I'm all for it. I can't wait.
Yeah, totally down. But that brings us to the end of this show. This is where we do that little bit of spiel. Before we do that, Dash does jump in and go, Stephanie McMahon finally admitted to TMZ recently that AEW are definitely competition.
Definite.
Yeah.
Good.
And they are. And they 100% are.
And I hope to God that pushes the WWE to freaking do better.
Well, especially now that money is going to be a thing. Because, like, think about it. In terms of all expected metrics, right? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, your first show will do well. Will always do well. Yep. But you'd expect your second show to decline. Because the novelty's kind of gone.
Yeah.
Nah. All, like I said, we did... So Double or Nothing, sold out.
Yeah.
Fyter Fest, I think it has either sold out or done incredibly well.
Yes. All
Out, sold out in 15 minutes. 15 minutes. Fight for the Fallen, I don't think there's tickets out yet, but if not, I'm sure it's doing fucking exceptionally well. Yeah. Stephos added, quote, it's going to be bad. It's going to be best for businesses.
Definitely.
Hell yeah, competition truly works, and like I strongly disagree with the quote that Vince McMahon loves competition. He fucking hates competition. Yeah, you can tell he hates competition because he's a big petty fuckhole. But so like AEW are doing well across those boards. Like previously I think it was maybe in the likes of like ECW maybe. Yeah. Like when they launched, they did really good for those first shows, and then they declined instantly because the novelty was gone. And then definitely. But like AEW is doing so well, and what's fascinating as well is like so that being the elite, like the YouTube channel does exceptionally well. Yeah. But the numbers don't entirely quite line up with the audience. Yeah. In terms of like who's watching the shows, who's going to the shows. So it's this weird line of like they're hitting people that aren't AEW fans. Yeah. Does that make sense? Yeah. So they're doing exceptionally well, like across the board. So that totally should be a point of concern to WWE.
Yeah. And I can't wait to see what the WWE do with it.
This has been The Young and the Rest, as we come at you every Friday morning at 8 a.m. on your podcast services, including Spotify, and 9 a.m. on those YouTubes. If you want to join that wrestling conversation, head over to Facebook group, facebook.com/group/thepopculturists, Discord, or you can harass us on Twitter. Links are in the description. Well, our name does pop up in the video. There it is as well. If you want to join us and have a chat with myself, Jem, Dash, and Killer, and other Patreon supporters, head over to patreon.com/popculturists, where you can support us at any tier and get yourself a nice little sneaky link to come and join the show. If you want to support the show in a more one-off fashion, head over to popculturist.com/shop. My shirts like this and other assorted shit with our logos on it. And finally, we are on Twitch at twitch.tv/thepopculturists. Funs and times over there as well. If you have enjoyed this wrestling conversation and you want more pop culturist goodness, you can check out our PlayStation show For the Players, which comes out every Monday. There's done by myself and Josh, and of course I talk wrestling in there at some point because I'm that kind of guy. But if you want more of me, this week I did also guest on 2 other podcasts. Woo! I guest on John O'Peck's Putting In Work, where I talked about the Young and the Wrestlers and how wrestling has been a great mental health thing for me, and how it sort of gave me some enjoyment back in where I was losing that enjoyment because that used to be where I put games in, but now I work in games. That was part of that was lost, and wrestling kind of brought me back up in a good way. And the second is on Simon Blackburn's Take My Tone, which you guested on in the past. I have been a guest on the past, yes. So I came on this week and we did an episode about guilty pleasures, about songs that we may be a little bit too afraid to talk about. The big thing about he and I is because we're both in, he's in his 30s, I'm about to hit my 30s. We've stopped caring at this point. Yeah. So we're like, hi, I really like Hanson, blah. And I just gushed about Hanson.
And all seats.
Yeah, so I gushed about Hanson for about 20 minutes.
You have to listen to it.
Yeah, it was good. It was a damn good recording. Both those shows were fantastic. So go check those out on your podcast services of choice to get a bit more Betson in your life.
Get around it.
But until next week, I'm Ryan Betson.
And I'm Jem.
See you then.